Morning. Bit quiet out there today. Who's joining me? Morning, Kathleen. Too tired. I'm very tired. I realised last night how tired I was. In fact, I realised the day before how tired I was, actually. As soon as I got home last night, it was like bed. And after I inspected Ed's ear, because Ed's got an injury in his ear, yesterday morning, Ed's a cat, so yesterday morning he insisted on coming in, so I let him in about 6:30 and fed him. Quarter of an hour later, he was diving around the lounge, insisting on going out, so I put him out at 7:15 before I left for the studios, and he didn't come home till 9 o'clock last night, and he came home with a rip in his ear and lots of blood, but I think it'll heal. It's not actually torn his ear, it's just a really deep cut. Yeah, Rose, you've got the benefit of early evening. I can't do early evenings because I'm too tired at early evenings. Morning, Alice. Hi, Jennifer. Morning. So Evans C.R. Anne, Anne's your name presumably, and Evans is your surname. So anyway, morning, Anne. Right then, shall we make a start? Hi, Sheila. Yeah, I'm back on the craft store again tomorrow. I'm so sorry, you must be absolutely sick of seeing me. I hope you enjoyed the shows yesterday with the Studio Light Missies, they're just incredible fun, and I just had a ball with them. Thoroughly enjoyed using them. Morning, Tamara, nice to see you. So today we're looking at fairy hugs because tomorrow I've got 2 hours with them, 11 and 3, and quite a few of you now are used to seeing fairy hugs on the craft store. We've been on there since October last year, and really they're going from strength to strength, but yes, this is a jelly plate. Yes, it's my 4-inch round Lou. Yes, so and they are going from strength to strength, and every month really they're bringing out new collections. So there are sorry, I'm just reading the comments. I can't do 2 things at once when I'm this tired. Yes, so every month they have new collections, but sometimes it means that because there's so much newness that we forget some of the ones that have been out before. And it's really nice to look back and to look at those. And because fairy hugs were actually going a couple of months before they joined the craft store, there are a few that have never been on there. I know, how rude. And this little lady, Bluebell, is she's FHS 002 in their coding, so she's the second ever fairy hugs design, and she's never been on the craft store. So I picked her, so she's there, and there's a bunch of other stamps on there, some which I've used and some I haven't. So some were on the one day special that Leonie did, so because I didn't have them I asked them to go on, which is, I'm slowly going to complete my collection. So we've got things like the black thistles on there, and some that I've already had on before as well. So let's crack on. I have got a plan for the shows, and I was going to do a little bit of it today in this live, but I think I'll keep it all for tomorrow, so it'll be a little surprise for you. I will tell you that what I'm going to be using is Paula's what's it called, Boundless Journal, that's what it's called. I told you my brain's not working. So I've already cut all the pieces, and I've got kind of lists of things that I'm going to use on the pages. So we're going to be decorating this with Fairy Hugs stamps tomorrow, so during the 2 shows. I don't know whether I'll get through it all or not, because it's quite a lot, but I thought it would be good to kind of work on a smaller scale during the shows. It might fall right on its backside, I can say that on Facebook, it might not work, but I'll have backgrounds with me, so if it's not working, we can always deviate from that. But I thought it would be nice, because I'm going to endeavour to use every single stamp on the show within this little Boundless Journal. So that's the plan for tomorrow. So, but I'm not doing that today. So what we've got here is this is the background, and it's kind of a backup background, if you like. It's one that I've taken from, and I've done this a few times on the telly box actually. I've taken it from Diane Reevely's book, and it's where you missed a piece of, let's see if I can find it. You missed a piece of card with watercolor card. Then you take the tubes out of your misters. It's here, look. You take your tubes out of your misters and you draw on the card. And as you draw on the card, the ink moves around, and you add lots of different colours, and you add more water, and then you actually take a print, so you actually end up with 2. I haven't actually splattered because I forgot to splatter, because I've done this so many times that I kind of change it a little bit and forget to do things. But it's such a good book, and it's a really good mojo buster. So this is kind of the kind of print one, so this is not the intense colour one, it's the print one. And what we've got on here is I've drawn with the tubes from the Distress Oxides, and I've used Wilted Violet, Mermaid Lagoon, and there's a little tiny bit of Crap Pistachio dotted around. So but it's great to use as a background. Oh, you do it? And no, I'm not doing any Phil's shows at the weekend, Jennifer. But what I am going to do is, because his shows are Friday to Saturday, I'm going to, and you guys are used to a Facebook Live at 1 o'clock on Saturdays. So I'm going to do a Facebook Live on my page on Saturday at 1 p.m. after Phil's done his 12 p.m. show. And I'll be using the new collection during my Facebook Live on Saturday. I haven't made anything with it yet, so we might be flying by the seat of our pants. Now look at this on my gel plate. I've got the rope from Fairy Hugs, and I stamped it in VersaFine Clay, which was so stupid of me, because it won't come off now unless I use a proper cleaner on it. So I won't be stamping a rope on here. You can just see it. So, yes, what do I need? I need a little distress ink. So this is my 4-inch round jelly plate, and I do have them back in stock on my website. And I'm going to stick with the tones I've already used. I might regret it, and I might want to go to a darker one, but we'll see. So I'm just making it up as I go along, and I think that's one of the really cool things about Fairy Hugs. You can actually kind of have an idea in your mind, but then you can completely change it. So this is just regular distress ink, the little mini ones. Obviously you can use a big one if you want to. The mini one's great for travelling to the studios with. And all I'm doing is just spreading it around with my brayer. This is a Sentimental Yours brayer. And there is a heck of a lot of ink on there. I mean, look how much ink there is on there. I mean, obviously I'm not using that, it's a bit wasteful of me. But that could be the start of another background. Obviously, make sure you whisk it with water as well to clean it if you're going to use a totally different colour. So I'm going to have that down there, I think. And what we're going to do, you might not be able to see this, so this is where I might change my mind. We're going to do this off the page a little bit. So we're stamping with it. We've just made a circle stamp, really. And you can just about see it, which is fine. That's fine. That's like the moon coming through. So obviously that will need cleaning as well. Bit of ink on my mat. Tidy that up. Should really be picking that up. But don't tell Leonie. I've got Leonie for one of my shows tomorrow. I've got Leonie and Paola tomorrow, which would be good. Because obviously Leonie knows fairy hugs as well. So that's that. So we're going to have something going on in there. What I'm going to do is actually stamp my sentiment first, which I don't normally do, but I want to use this believing sentiment. And I keep on doing things and I can't fit it in because everything else has just gone too much. So I'm going to put one of those in. I'm going to use my stamping platform, and I've trimmed this to 5x7 because then I can put it in my pink pig journal with the black paper in it, which I'm really liking to do at the moment, rather than having millions of cards, which I have got stored up everywhere. So we're going to put this in the top corner. If you keep on believing, the dreams that you wish for will come true. So that's appropriate whether you're a fairy lover or not. I know some people aren't fairy lovers, but I think they're just gorgeous. So that's going to go there. And we're going to be stamping with Black Versafine Clair. And I have treated myself to a new one, just because it's easier than stamping again and again and again. So I'll put the date on the back. So this is my Nocturne. And then I know what's happening. I have got some, or I should have some reinkers coming in the next about 2 or 3 months, because I asked my supplier if they'd get them, and they've said yes, but it takes 3 months to get the stock in from Japan, where Sukaniko are based, and Sukaniko are the manufacturer. So let's see how we're going here, just in case we need to go again. No, there's beautiful, isn't it? Really stands out. Morning, Sophie. Thank you, Anita. Alright, okay, so that's that. And then what we're going to do is take it off the stamp press, because I'm going to stamp something at the bottom. Why did I do that? Honestly, my brain's not in gear at all. You've got to laugh at yourself, really, haven't you? And the card I'm going on is a good stamping card. It's the Sentimentally Yours stamping card. So you know it's nice and smooth and easy to stamp on. So let's take, we're going to go for our Stone Wall, which is a very, 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 very popular stamp from Fairy Hugs. I'm just thinking what I'm doing at the moment, actually. What am I doing? Yeah, I might do that first. Planning, that's what it is, Julia. Right, talking to myself as usual. What I'm going to do, just before I do any more stamping, I'm going to just ink around the edges with my Mermaid Lagoon, which hopefully I've got out, which I bet I haven't, because the Versafine Clair takes a while to dry. And of course, I've just pulled out a brand new ink pad. That's my greens. And that means that when I go around the edges with my oxide, I'm going to smudge it, and that's going to drive me nuts. So where's my Mermaid Lagoon? There it is. You can look at this. I need to put all my ink pads away. I've got storage and I never put them away. What am I like? What am I like? Stuff everywhere. I was talking to Leonie yesterday because she was spending her day off tidying her room over at the craft store, where she, you know, obviously she does a lot of her prep. And I was saying to it, the problem is that we just don't have time, and Lou will identify with this. We just don't have time to tidy up in between shows. So basically, I come in, Nathan brings my bag upstairs. Next day, I unpack it onto the bed, and then I'm prepping for something else. So it's just, it's not a nightmare, but it's a little bit difficult to prep, you know, to put everything away. Now, I don't want to waste that ink. So let's be frugal. Let's do a Leonie. Channel my inner Leonie, because there's a lot of ink there. just take a piece of card, because this could be a start of another 2 pages in my journal, you see. Just pick it up. And I just kind of use the edge of the card to begin with. Sorry, I keep on knocking the camera. To move the ink around so I get some nice beads. So some lovely beads going on there. That's the start of a background. Win, 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 win. Get rid of that. So I've inked around the edges so I can move on. I've got something underneath my craft sheet that I must move actually. I'll show you these. These are a couple of backgrounds that I've started to do. These are with my Dilution sprays. So I've used the Fresh Lime and the Vibrant Turquoise, and put a load onto my craft sheet, and then I've also put some shimmer spray on there. I've put the which one is it? I think it's called Lemon Zest. I don't know what I've done with it. It's Lemon Zest. So that's the shimmer bit. And then I misted a piece of bubble wrap with water on both sides. Oh, and I dipped this one in now, so I've got a print there. And misted both sides with water, put the 2 pieces of card together and squashed them underneath something heavy and left them to dry. So we've got a lovely background going on there. So you might see me using that tomorrow. Anywho, back to this one. And my stone wall, which is a little bit dirty on the back. I can feel I've got something on the back of it. And the stone wall you can actually extend. Let me show you how you extend it. Piece of paper, let's do my copy paper. My well-used copy paper. So it's a really, really useful stamp. So tap, 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 tap. You do need to make sure that you're using the right bit together. So that's it stamped. Tap, 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 tap. I'm not going to do it on mine, you see, which is why I'm showing you. So you can see you've got your cut out bits there. Can you see where it lines up? And so I'm not right the way over it, but we'll see. Ah, I've gone too far over. Did I use the right side? Yeah, I think I did. So I do have one that I've done, which I can't show you. It does fit in. Why? I think I've done the wrong side. Let's have a look. No, that one doesn't go in there. That one goes in there. Yeah, I think I did the wrong side. There we go. So obviously I didn't re-ink it, but you can see there that it fits in nicely. Now if you do, this isn't a good demonstration, isn't it, when I mess up. If you do find you've got a little gap, all you need to do, obviously when you've inked up properly, is go in with your Pigma Micron pen, and then you can fill in the gaps. The one I've done is actually drying because it's got glossy accents on it. So it does work. So don't do that. There's no hope for me, is there? There's no hope whatsoever. Right, let's start again. Let's do this. I'm going to put Bluebell sitting on the wall. I'm sure there's a little rhyme in there. So she's going to go, she has to go underneath my sentiment there. I think she's going to go about there. So I only want a little bit of the wall. I only want probably the first 2 rows. And I'm only going to have just one lot of them because I want to put something else on the other side. So let's see, 2 rows we said. It's going dark again. Honestly, weather. Okay, so there's my stone wall. That's what she's going to sit on. So now we're going to go into our stamping press. Oh. Now we're going to go into our stamping press with Bluebell. Oh yeah, I did. I did explain, Sophie. It's Distress Oxides. It's the sprays, and I use the tubes, ends of the tubes, and just drew on a wet piece of card. I did explain it earlier on, so you can watch it back. It's from Diane Reevely's book. Okay. Put that in place.
and then bring her in. Just make sure that we don't lose her not a boobs, a bluebell in the sentiment, and make sure that she's touching that wall rather than floating. You can pop that just over there to keep it in place. As long as I've got it butted up to the corner, I know that because she's a silhouette stamp, I know that I might have to stamp her a couple of times, but I can't get that one in there. I just need to make sure that she's butted up to the corner, and then I can reseat her. I've only stamped her once, so she's quite a new stamp. So do yourself a favour and have yourself a really juicy ink pad. Like I say, Nocturne Versifying Clay is what I'm using, but you don't have to do her in black, you can do her in lots of different colours. And then she's going to sit on the wall. Give it a good press. And pick it up slowly. Yeah, I need to go again. I'm also stamping on oxides, which is a lot more difficult to stamp onto than just a regular distress ink. You can do the kind of tube drawing technique obviously with Diane's Dilusionals, also with your distress spray stain as well. Any mister that's got a tube in it, then you can do that with. I might need to go a third time because she's so solid. Yeah, just a little bit more. Got a little bit more, just on her body there. Sometimes you'll find that when the stamps are new, that they take a while for the manufacturing residue to come off. And so sometimes you might want to actually clean it with a baby wipe. I don't like baby wipes, but sometimes you just, you can get those biodegradable ones, use those. So there she is. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. See, that could be a card. You could just chop it off there if you wanted to, but we're going to add some extra bits because there's lots and lots of stamps on the show. It'd be nice to add some extra bits too. So let's pull her off. Be careful when you pull them off because they do cling really well, and they are photopolymer stamps. They're not acrylic, so they're very good quality stamps. And they're going to last, as long as you treat them properly, they're going to last you a very, very, very long time. Can't say forever, because I'll probably be dead before forever happens, but you know what I mean, don't you? Let's put my bits away for a minute, so I know where I'm at. Can't believe I demonstrated how to do the stone walling correctly. I can believe it, because that's what sort of thing I do. Did you see me the other day when I was doing the studio light shows? I actually tried to stamp with the stamp facing upwards, so I put my hand in the stamp rather than turning it over. Plonker, absolute plonker. So what we're going to have up here in the actual moon bit is we're going to have this flying owl flying in. So he's coming in to see her. Hello, what are you doing, fairy? Poor Bluebell. Are you sad? She does look a bit sad, doesn't she? She's probably thinking, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I've done so many shows on the craft store and I'm exhausted. Oh dear. Hi Shemaine, how are you? So there's our flying owl flying in. I love these stamps. I'm so lucky that I've got such good companies that I work for. And I have such lovely things to work with. The only trouble is I don't have time to play with them properly after I've done my show. So let's fetch this out and let's have a little bit of foliage going on over to the left of her. So we're going to bring in our black thistles. Where's my scrappy bit of card that I use for absolutely everything? It's not card, it's paper. Right, so we've got two sizes in the black thistles, and these are new to me, these stamps, because Leonie had them on the one-day special back in January. They haven't been seen since. So let's just get that to relax so we can pick it up. And this is one of the Tim Holtz grid blocks, which is brilliant because it's got lines on it, so you can see that you've got the stamp on straight. I don't know if I've got another one out. Oh, that one will work. and straight. So the idea is that we're going to have some black thistles coming in just over here, I think. I don't know how it's going to look. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but we'll see. Still on black. So you can change up and use some of your other versifying colours. Because I've got such a bright background, I'm using black. So we'll have it going off of the page a bit, I think. Hardest thing is to get it straight so that your stems aren't all over the place. Of course, if you want wiggly stems, there's no reason why you can't move the stems around on your block and make yourself a wiggly stemmed bit. Should we go for a little one now? No, I think we go for another big one, shall we? No, little one. See, this is my thought process. Nice and slow at the moment. Let's have that one down there. I think we go for another little one. I think. Can't make my mind up. But I think we have a taller thin, a smaller one. And then we go for a bigger one. She could be playing hide and seek. Yeah, she could be counting, couldn't she? I think I might tell that story tomorrow, Charmaine. Let's have, oh, dither, dither, dither. Let's have this one down here. Let's have one more of the other ones, the smaller ones. See, I've put that piece of paper there and I'm going completely off the paper, aren't I? What a plonker. Plonker, plonker, plonker. Put far too much ink on there as well. Oh, get a grip, Julia. Need to make sure I've not wiped texture off. So let's have that one going just up there, like that. There we go. I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. It's lovely. I mean, obviously you can go overboard and bring some foliage around the top as well, but I don't think I'm going to because I've got my sentiment there as well. What I will do is very quickly, if we've got that stone wall going on, in fact I've got it here, I will grab a grey watercolour pen just to give the stoneware. This is one of the watercolour blending brush pens and it's from set 3. I know you guys like to know which set they're from. I have got one drying at the moment which I can't show you, which of course I'll show you tomorrow on the craft store. I've actually coloured the wings in and I put glossy accents on the wings. I seem to be liking putting glossy accents on wings at the moment. Don't know why, but it just looks really cool and glossy. So there's just a little bit of colour on the on that. I might actually bring. I've finished, but I haven't. Let's bring in a bit of light blue, just into the bluebells there. I think I'm gonna leave a wings, but I might actually, in between now and tomorrow, I might actually put some glossy accents just on the wings, not colour them in, but put glossy accents on the wings because I'm very much into my glossy accents. But if we bring in my journal, which I've put here, then as soon as you put it on a background, I will show you the others in a sec. As soon as you put it on a background, it pops. She could be having a nana nap. I thought Lou had the exclusion of the nana naps. So I'm not going to glue it because I think I might put glossy accents on it after we've finished, and it's really, really, really pretty, isn't it? I really like that. So you can see here as well. I'll show you this. I've done this one, and I've done a similar sort of thing with this one. I've actually used a smaller jelly plate here. This is that tiny one, and this is from the one of the Ranger ones, where there's 3 different sizes in there.
But you could, of course, use your big one. Again, I've got the owl coming in. These are your tall, skinny trees. We've got some whimsical flower clusters and the moose set, and then the wisdom sentiment. So that's quite a nice one. And then I've got this one that I posted onto Facebook today, which I'm rather pleased with. I did dither quite a bit. I couldn't decide whether to put these cutout bears on or not, but I thought with the sentiment, it kind of reflected that the mama bear was perhaps teaching the baby bear how to do something. But again, these are the Dilusionals. These two ink sprays. There's no shimmer on this one, just the fresh lime and the vibrant turquoise, which I think I've got in stock, on the background. And I've also done the technique, ghosting technique with the woody stencil, which is again from Fairy Hugs. I've got a couple of these left. That's this one. So you just mist it with water, or you pop it on, mist it with water, and then you can remove that and then blot away. And then, but this is actually the one where I've turned the stencil over, popped it down, and the water has bleached away the ink, showing the trees. So that's that one. Again, that's in Diane's book, which is a super book. And then the other one I've done for this particular show is this one, which I shared yesterday. This is Zelina. And then I've done some pattern building with the fairy wing. I'm not sure if I get around to doing that on the shows or not, but if not, I'll do another Facebook Live with that on there. And we've got I haven't done it from this show, but we've also got Zippy coming back again. So this is Zippy and the Fairy Wind, and so she's making an appearance again. I don't know if I've got another one in here of that. I might have another Zippy in here. Yeah, very, very similar to the other one. That one there. So those are they. I've also got, there is another one of, this is Zelina. This is from the first show. So Zelina was actually on the very first Fairy Hug show that I did back in October. And she's on the dancing mushrooms there, on one of the backgrounds. So that is they. So should we do another quick demo? Yes, Julia, let's do another one. Right, okay then. You persuaded me. Oh, I need some time off, I think. Yeah, I do like that. The mousse is, yeah, just really cool, isn't it? But what I've been doing is I've been kind of practicing what I want to have in my my boundless journal on bigger pieces. So I'm just hoping they kind of translate to the smaller pieces. So just keeping everything crossed that everything works as I want it to. Now, where's the carrier sheet gone? Oh, we'll find that later. Right, okay, right. So what I thought we'd do, this is just a quickie, just a really great quickie. Some of you will have purchased these when we did a show earlier this year. I can't remember when, but we did do a show earlier this year when we've got these papers. So these are your tall, slim papers from Fairy Hugs. I don't have those in stock, but I do have other papers in stock. What's that from? Oh, that's from the jelly plate. Yeah, so I thought we'd use that, and it's going to be super quick. I can find my bits. We're going to use the musical walkway. We're going to use Aris. We might bring in some fireflies, and oh, I don't know, we might bring in the dragon fruit branches. So we're going to throw loads of this, absolutely loads. And I need my whimsical flower cluster. That's what I think we're going to throw at it. There might be more, there might be less, I don't know. We're just making it up as we go along, which is sometimes the best way and sometimes it isn't. Right, let's grab, I haven't used this stamp for a little while, so I'm going to make myself a bit of an insurance policy and use my Stamp Perfect. Oh, it's not quite big enough. So they are quite big stamping platforms, but it's all right. It'll be all right. Right, so what I thought we'd do is,
I don't want to do it there though, do I? I'm forgetting what I thought we'd do. Right. I want to go off the page with this, in which case I will get there in the end. I will, I promise. Right. Let's put that up there a second. Hope the magnets keep it in place for me. I'm going to go off of the page with my musical walkway, I think, like that. We'll have the treble clef in. I think that is a treble clef, isn't it? I think it is. Right. So it's obviously that way up. So we're going to have that going across there like that, just like that. And give it some ink. Okay. It's a little bit awkward because it's a big platform and I haven't got much space because I never clean my desk because I don't have time. Right, okay, that's that. Let's clean up my stamping platform because I've got ink everywhere. I know you can't see me, I'm sorry. Right. The important thing is that you see the stamp, isn't it? Right, so that's going across the page like this. And they are, the papers are, they're not shiny coated, but there is a sort of a coating on them. They do take your inks really well. Oh, that's stamped beautifully, look. Oh, except for that bit there. That's better. So the inks do take an awful long time to dry on them. So an awful long, a reasonable amount of time. So just do bear that in mind. And you might want to, and I didn't dust it with an anti-static bag, you might want to actually emboss when you actually use the papers. It works really well, obviously, if you want to use your Versamark, because your Versamark, you know, stays open quite a long time on there, so it's really good. Right, so then we're going to take, I can go in my corner now. See, it looks so much better when I take that scrappy piece of paper away, doesn't it? Then we're going to take Aris or Aris, however you pronounce it. And she's going to come in. Where did I put her? Got all my pile over here. There she is. She's one of the musical ones with Zelina. Zelina's playing the fiddle, and she's got what's that? What's that instrument called? It's not a clarinet, is it? No, it's not. I can't remember what that was called. It's definitely not an oboe. I can't remember. Right. So she's going to stand. She's going to be playing. She can be. You can position her however you want to. I think I'm going to do her like that. Move my magnets so they're closer. I don't want it to move. I have stamped her before, but not for quite a long time. So we'll see how we get on. Tap, 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 tap. Sometimes you have to be careful with your kind of inking up, because sometimes you end up removing the ink rather than actually putting any more ink on. So sometimes it's just better to just go with what you've got on there and just, you know, stamp and stamp and stamp. Okay. Oh, I might not. I don't think I have. No, I'm telling fibs. I haven't actually stamped it before because I did. It was Zelina that I used, and then there used to be another one. Which has been discontinued. I can't remember what she's called, because there were 3 with instruments, just like the gnomes. There's 3 gnomes with instruments. It's nice to put them kind of with the moon behind them. Saxophone, thank you. I knew somebody'd say. Terrific. There she is. Super. She looks good on there, doesn't she? Right, now what else did we say? Anything else that needs a what's it? Oh yeah, we said we might have a dragon fruit branch coming in, which I haven't used yet either. So we'll perhaps use our insurance policy for that as well. Just because I'm quite precious with my backgrounds. I don't want to waste them. How are we doing for time? We're all right. Cool, cool. I'm going to spend the rest of the day, I think, just
just doing a bit of stamping and just having a lovely time. Yeah, let's bring that in there. I think that'll look good up there, don't you? You might not want to throw as many things at your projects as I do, but obviously I've got lots of stamps to use. And this one, the dragon fruit branch, you can, I know I've seen some projects where the design team have used it that way. Sorry, let's do it like that. They've used it that way, which is quite a nice thing to do. And then you haven't got the dragon fruits coming down. I might do that actually. That might be quite nice. Let's do that instead. Isn't it versatile that you've got two different sides to this stamp? So I'm going to have to move that over again now. And I'm going off the page. I'm only putting this underneath so I don't have to clean my stamping platform, because I'm very lazy. And I know what I'm like. I just make a mess if I don't do that. Let's do that like that. Pop that on there. Where's my other magnet? There it is. Let's put that there. My mat's ended up all over the place. Putting this up. We only need the bottom parts. I'm always a little bit over kind of cautious because I can never remember how far I need to go up. So I'm never too worried. And then that's going to go on there. Obviously I'm on the stamp platform, so it wouldn't really matter anyway if I hadn't put enough ink on. That's lovely. I like that. So we can fetch this out and then we can concentrate on what we're going to do down below. Let's fetch my dragon fruit off. I've still got, I'm adding my ink to my thumb. I've got a very stained thumb after yesterday, picking up all those stamps. And I was making my missies. Now, I haven't got a piece of black card cut for this, so I can't show you how it would look when it's matted and layered, but I will do it after we've finished and post it on the Facebook. And of course, I will actually upload my videos to YouTube as well. So I'm wondering whether we do actually want to have any of the fireflies on here. I'm thinking not, actually. So I think it might be too much to have some fireflies. Jury's out on that one. We'll do that one in a minute. Let's get my piece of scrap. Where's my piece of scrappy card gone? Oh, it's in my stamping platform. So we're going to do some stamping down below, and I'm going to use the Whimsical Flower cluster on the Diddy Little stamps. Such a useful stamp. I think this was part of the April release, and I'm going to use actually my Monarch, which is a new ink pad. Thank you, Alice. Right, so it's a lovely purple, and so we're going to go first generation and second generation. You can see where I've just used the ink on that, can't you? Wow. Never seen that before. It looks brown where I've not used it. So first generation and second generation. There we go. That looks cool. That's all we need at the bottom. In fact, I think that's all we need anyway. We might see if we've got a sentiment that fits. On the show we've got the wisdom sentiment, so I probably ought to use what we've got on the show, really, hadn't I? So let's see if I can find it. There it is. And I'm not going to be brave. I'm going to actually put it back in my platform again, because you know what you do. You do all of it absolutely perfectly, and you get to the very, very last bit and you make a mess of it. Don't you? I mean, that's what I do. I still jury's out, still on fireflies. I still haven't decided. Let's think about where I want to put my my sentiment.
That'll go there. Don't want it there. I think I'm going to bring it down there, actually. That's where it's going. Wisdom believes it begins in wonder. Now remember that the stamps will only be available on the craft store tomorrow. They're only ever available on the day of the shows. I know I say this again and again and again, but you wouldn't believe how many emails I get about it. Oh, missed a bit there. Now what you can do is you can take your Pigma Micron pens wherever they might be and just fill that in. So I'll do that. Right, so let's see if that's straight. It's not quite. It's got the lines of your stamping platform for to make sure your sentiment's nice and straight. Yes, do make sure if you buy from the craft store that you actually buy tomorrow. You can also buy obviously from me, and I have all but one of the Fairy Hug stamps in stock at the moment. The only one I don't have is one of the Under the Sea Mermaids, Marina. She's the only one I'm sold out of at the moment. But I have everything else in stock. And obviously if you buy from me, if you live in the UK, you're not going to pay any shipping fees. And it doesn't matter if you don't buy tomorrow. But obviously if you want to buy from Ochanda, and obviously I don't do the same prices as them, then you buy tomorrow. You can also, if you're outside of the UK, so Rose in Australia, you can actually buy from fairyhugs.com direct, and they do ship worldwide, but obviously you're going to have to pay shipping fees, and you're going to have to pay maybe import duties. You certainly do in this country anyway. So what do we think about these fireflies? We could just have one, perhaps. Let's have a look. How would it look? Let me see. That doesn't look right, does it? I think it needs to be left blank. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that one blank. I think I'm done with this. I will get a piece of black card so you can see. Again, what I might do is do something with the wings. Might add some glitter to the wings. Might add some glossy accents, might do both. Let's grab a piece of black card. So this card itself, the topper, is one of the tall slims. So it measures 8.5 inches. I think it's 3.5. Yeah, by 3.5 wide. So obviously you can't do that on a DL. If you wanted to do it on a DL, obviously what you could do is, before we stamped, we could have cut that down a little bit if we wanted to. But obviously this is now going to go on a piece of black card, and like that. You see? Beautiful, isn't it? So we've done 2 projects. We've done our one with Bluebell. You can actually see the oxides coming through and the ink. That's what oxides do. It's really weird how they react. So we've done one on a background, which is going to go in my journal, and this one I'm going to make up into a card. So that's all I'm going to show you right now, because we're at 50 minutes, and I think you've put up with me for enough. So yes, so the shows tomorrow are at 11 and 3, and I do hope you can join me, because they're just beautiful stamps, and I know that those people that own some are already really pleased with them and making wonderful projects. There is a Facebook group called Fairy Hug Store, and although it's called Fairy Hug Store, it is actually a group. Fairy Hugs do have their own Facebook page as well, so that's more of the company page. So you can go and follow Fairy Hugs, and you can ask to join the Fairy Hug Store, and the DT members will be they constantly share projects on there, and you see all your sneak peeks on there as well.
Obviously I'll post my samples up and put them into the Fairy Hugs album at some point as well, and this video will be available on my my page in the videos section, and I'll also upload it to YouTube for you guys as well and share the link when I've done that, probably this afternoon. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you on the telly box tomorrow. Bye.